Hi coaches, so I'm here to run you through the theory on simple verb tenses. This is for lower grades. Let's get started. You're going to need your handy dandy timeline on the board. Now explain that things normally happen in one of three ways. Either they're finished already, meaning they happened in the past, they're done. It's happening right now, or it happens regularly, so that all happens in the present because it continues. That's what that means. Or it hasn't started yet. It hasn't happened yet. So there are three rules that you need to know when you're changing a verb so that it suits one of these. So let's say that we're using the word walk. Right? If it happened in the past, you need to know the D rule. D or sometimes ED, depending on the word. If it happens in the present, you need to know the S rule. And if it happens in the future, it's that noise. I apologize for the noise. If it happens in the future, you need to know the will rule. What does this mean? If it's finished already, if it happened in the past, then you would add D or ED to the end of the word. Like walked. He walked to school yesterday, right? If it's happening now or it happens regularly, it still happens, it continues to happen, it hasn't stopped, then you use the S rule, but you use the S rule if you're talking about singles. Remember, S rule is only for singles, singular nouns. So you would say, for example, Sarah, we're only talking about one, Sarah walks to school every Monday, or Sarah walks to school every day. So if it happens, you use the S rule if it happens regularly. Sarah walks to school every Monday. But if it's many people, if it's not a single, like if I say we, I wouldn't put an S. We walk to school every Monday, right? It just stands on its own. Or we eat together on Wednesdays. So you use the S rule for singles. And then you use the will rule if it hasn't happened yet. For example, Joseph will walk to school tomorrow. And that's basically it. So you can say the lion roared before, the lions roared before. It doesn't matter because you just use D or ED, whether it's single or plural. But if it happens in the present, if it happens regularly, if it hasn't stopped, then you would say the lions roar, so many, no S, or the lion roars whenever the sun comes up. And then the will rule, regardless of whether it's singular or plural, you just put will before the verb. The lion will roar if you hit it. The lions will roar when they see their food. So that's the basic gist of the tenses. And then flash to this slide. And then ask the learners, can you tell me something that you did yesterday? Today is Thursday, so I'm going to mark that with a star. What's something that you did yesterday? Maybe I played with my friend. I played with my friend yesterday. So write the base form of the verb, right? What about something that you did like Monday? I jumped off my roof last Monday. I don't know. Jump. And then today I brush my teeth. I eat breakfast every day, and then I ask them what's something that you will do this weekend. And maybe they'll say I will watch a movie. I will bike around my neighborhood. Okay, so get them to use the words that you wrote down in sentences. Make them write 3 sentences each. Give them 2 minutes to do this, and then call on learners to share their answers. And then flash this slide on the board and give the examples as per the slide, and then switch to this slide and give them another 2 minutes to write down sentences, 1 sentence per tense, using the word jump. And then explain that some words don't follow the do when you use them in past tense. You change the words a little bit more. And these are the words that are on the board on this slide over here. So give them a minute to write the past tense of those words. The words say and said have been put up there as an example. Give them 1 minute to write as many as they can, and then stop the time. And then call on learners one by one. What's the past tense of where? And then if they get it, like write it on the board. Then call on learners for each word before flashing the answers and getting them to copy. It's important that they copy because you have to explain. There's no real rule for these words. The spellings change, right? It's not like you just add ed or s or will to the word. So it's important to try to remember these and keep using them, keep practicing with them. So, to practice together, explain that you're going to show a word, you're going to show a prompt, and then you're going to give them 5 seconds to think of the answer. When they think of the answer, they have to keep it in their heads, and you're going to say ready, set, go. They can only raise their hand to share their answer when you say go. Flashlights 15 to 23, and then you can send them off into the worksheets. That's it.